In a small village, there lived a young boy named Rohan. He was known for his laziness and habit of wasting time. No matter how much his family and friends advised him to be more responsible, he never took their words seriously. He preferred to procrastinate, pushing important tasks aside for another day. One day, a wise old man named Mr. Gupta arrived in the village. He was known far and wide for his wisdom and ability to guide people through their struggles. News of his arrival spread quickly, and soon Rohan heard about him as well. Curious, he decided to seek Mr. Gupta's advice, hoping to find some direction in his life. Rohan approached the old man, who was sitting under the shade of a grand banyan tree. With a respectful bow, he said, "Sir, I have heard of your wisdom. Can you guide me on how to make the most of my life?" Mr. Gupta smiled and nodded knowingly. Reaching into his bag, he pulled out an hourglass and handed it to Rohan. "This hourglass represents time," he explained. "Each grain of sand flowing through it symbolizes a precious moment of your life." Rohan held the hourglass, watching the sand slip through his fingers. He felt its weight, not just physically, but emotionally as well. Mr. Gupta continued, "Now, imagine that every grain of sand falling through this hourglass is a wasted opportunity. Every time you procrastinate or waste time, a grain slips away forever. You can never get it back." Rohan's eyes widened as the realization struck him. He had never thought about time in such a way before. "But how can I change?" he asked eagerly. "How can I start valuing my time?" Mr. Gupta smiled. "It all starts with small steps," he said. "Set clear goals and prioritize your tasks. Break them down into smaller, manageable parts and complete them one by one. Remove distractions and focus on what truly matters. Those who respect time find success, while those who waste it are left with regrets." Taking the old man's advice to heart, Rohan decided to change his ways. He began by organizing his daily routine, setting specific time frames for different tasks. He disciplined himself, eliminating distractions and focusing solely on what needed to be done. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Slowly but surely, Rohan's life transformed. He completed tasks that had been left undone for years, pursued his passions, and even discovered hidden talents. The villagers were amazed at his remarkable change, and many sought his advice on managing their own time. But Rohan's realization went beyond just completing tasks. He understood that time was not just about work, it was also about relationships. He made it a priority to spend quality time with his family and friends, cherishing every moment he had with them. He realized that time was a limited resource, and every second spent with loved ones was a treasure. Years passed, and Rohan grew old. The village honored him for his achievements and for the wisdom he had gained over the years. He shared his story with the younger generation, urging them to cherish time and make the most of every moment. His story spread far and wide, inspiring countless individuals to reevaluate how they spent their days. People no longer saw time as just a passing entity, but as a precious gift, one that had the power to shape their destinies. And so, under the lasting wisdom of Mr. Gupta and the transformed life of Rohan, the village thrived. The people learned to treasure every moment, understanding that time, once lost, could never be regained.